What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you shop around the playlist and all that and look at all the good videos we got going on. All my videos are kind of there to inspire you on ideas on working on your own vehicles, just to kind of give you an inside idea of what the project takes and what I did, and maybe spark some imagination in you to do something the same or do something a little different. But tons of videos out there. Make sure you check them all out. If you've been here, if you're an OG, welcome back. Lots of good stuff going on. So right now we got the project dumpster to daily all tore apart here in the garage, working on that. Winter is coming. I got deer season coming up, so I got one more trip out with the Jeep, and then that thing's gonna come back in here. We're gonna strip everything down on it, rework the exhaust, and do a couple other things, so that ought to be exciting. So stay tuned for that. But for right now, before we get this video started, I just want to say that, as you know, I have the Howling Moon tent, and you might have that brand, you might have 23-0, you might have any other brand out there. This video is not a knock against Howling Moon. This is just something that I found as an issue, kind of a big issue, with this tent. Now, I've done numerous review videos, you can see them here and here, where we actually talk about things that we like, things that we don't like about these tents, and we pretty much gave an honest review. So I am not sponsored by them, I'm not affiliated with them. This is just something that I came across with my tent. I still love my tent. You're not changing my mind. I love this thing. I have a great time in it. I sleep really good in it. It's nothing against Howling Moon. It's nothing against any other brand out there. But this is just a problem that I came across. So the big problem we got today is this little bolt. So this little bolt could be a game changer. Now, if you have this style tent that I have, where it's the unfolding tent, this could be an issue. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm not saying it will ever happen. All I'm saying is, if you have this style tent, you're gonna wanna check this out, because if this happens to you, it could be a big problem. So let's jump on out here and take a look at what we got going on. All right, so this is the style tent that I'm talking about. This model here is actually the Howling Moon Stargazer series. And as you can see, right down here, there's a fold point. So this side here actually folds up and over onto the top of the Jeep, and that's how it's all packed away. Now, the mounting brackets that I'm talking about are these right under here. You can see those are nice and tight, no problems, right? There's 4 of them. All right, so the night before I was getting ready to leave to go on my trip to Colorado, what I'll do is I will pack all of my bedding material, like my blankets and everything. I'll put them right up here in this part of the tent, and that packs away nice and easy. That's just one less thing I have to keep inside the vehicle, because, as you know, Cherokees are very limited on space. The big problem that I had was, while I was climbing up these steps right here, once you get up to about that point, the steps hold the front half, the Jeep holds the back half. So when I transitioned from the steps into the main part, I rapidly noticed that this part was coming up towards me at an alarming pace with a lot of noises from underneath it. So instantly, with my cat-like reflexes, which weren't very quick, cat-like, I proceeded to then jump down the ladder, and everything kind of settled back down. And this is what I found. So as you can see in this picture, the mounting brackets are still attached to the rack, the roof rack itself. The mounting brackets are fine. That's not the problem. What happened was, this little bolt had fallen out. Not just one of them, 3 of them. So really, only one of these was holding this tent to the top of my vehicle. Now, like I said before, a lot of people out there saying, oh, always check your mounting brackets. You probably mounted it wrong. You probably did whatever. This tent's been on this Jeep for about 2 years now. I've never had a problem. About a month or 2 prior to this little gremlin had shown its face, and I just didn't catch it. So I was washing the Jeep one day, and I found this little bolt right up on top by my roof rack in the little drip rail on the side of the Jeep. And I couldn't figure out what it was. And I'd done a whole bunch of work to this thing. I had stuff laying all over the place. So I just kind of chucked it up as, you know, maybe I just set something down and forgot about it. I do that all the time. But little did I know, this was the first of the other 3 that had come out. Now, I did find 2 of these. The third one, she's MIA. I don't know where it went. So as you know, 8 o'clock in the evening, I'm scrambling because I'm supposed to leave at 4 in the morning on a trip to Colorado, and I've got a big time problem. So again, looking at this picture, I didn't know what was going on. You know, I just assumed this thing was glued down because I didn't know that it had bolts in it. But once I started digging around, I found out, okay, that's what these were, and that's where they went. So I don't know, was this a manufacturer defect? Who knows? I mean, it could be. You know, you check to see if it had Loctite on it. I don't see any on there. But over time driving this thing, I'm just assuming they rattled loose and they fell out. So I'm not saying this could happen to your tent. I'm not saying to run out there right now and check. It'd probably be a good idea. Now, where are these bolts and how do you get to them and what's the fix? Let's go take a look. So these bolts, as you can see, these are all brackets are all the same. So you've got a tie down here, tie down on the back, and it's sandwiches in between here. Now these bolts, they go through this U-channel in through the bottom of your tent, and that's what holds it on. And what happened, like I said, the bolt, it's on the front side, but it's up inside of here, and it goes through here and then into a big grommet that's actually pressed into the tent itself. So now let's talk about the fix and what I did on this and what you can do. I ran to my local parts store, Ace Hardware, thank you very much, and for about $16 I bought all new hardware, and this is what I got to do it. So you can see this is one of the 4 grommets that come through the bottom. The good thing is they're threaded all the way through. So the easy fix, I got a longer bolt with a washer, lock washer, and a nut. Now they didn't have a lock nut, or I would definitely put that on there. I think what I might do on this, I might actually change this and put one of those cap style nuts on there, because it's probably going to rub a hole in the bottom of my mattress. But honestly, putting this on here and having a tiny hole poking the mattress, I'm pretty much okay with, as long as the tent stays attached to the vehicle. The good thing is it's a pretty easy fix. If you have somebody that can help you do it, it's going to be a lot easier. Now I did mine at 8, 9 o'clock at night by myself in the dark, a couple flashlights, and you really, for mine especially, I had to unbolt each bracket that holds it to the roof and kind of lean the tent up a little bit to gain access to the holes underneath to put the new bolts in. The ones that are in there, they are Allen head, and I did replace it with the same stainless steel Allen head bolt. Like I said, I think I bought a 1.75 inch length, and then I put a washer, lock washer, and a nut on there. So definitely something you guys are going to want to check out on your tent if you have the chance, because if not, I drove this thing around. I had no idea. It never moved, never made any noise. It's just luck of the draw, really. But it could have gone bad. I mean, if you're climbing up in there, or let's say your kid's climbing in there and they just jump in, I mean, that thing was going to collapse, fold up, and you were going to go down onto the ground like a human taco, smashing everything on the way down. But luckily, mine still had the one bolt that was holding it barely, which I think kind of helped it from really just coming off and breaking off the whole top of the roof, which could have been really bad. But like I said, I still love the tent. I'm very happy with it. This was an easy $15 to $20 fix, depending on how much the hardware costs you. I do recommend replacing it with all stainless steel parts, because it does see the weather. I definitely threw a lot more Loctite on it, and then by putting all that other stuff on there, this thing is very solid now. I'm not really worried about it ever coming off again. It's one of those things where I will check it periodically, because you never know. I mean, you get a lot of vibrations when you're going off-road, on washboard roads, or any kind of gnarly trails banging around. But this could have been really bad, but I'm glad I caught it. As far as the size of the bolt and everything, I'm not sure. It could be different, across the board on different manufacturers or what they used. Probably going to be all the same. I can't quite remember. I'm pretty sure it's a metric. It's fine thread. I mean, I might tell you whatever size this is, and maybe your brand, they used a different size. So I'd hate to steer you wrong on something like that. So just take the bolt out, run up to your parts store. Well, everybody, I want to say thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Plenty more stuff coming out. Like I said, we're still working on Project Dumpster to Daily. We're going to get this truck taken back to the original spec for now, and then we're going to cruise around and have a good time. Probably sell it. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I'm thinking a supercharger for the Jeep would be fun, so I think the truck could finance that. But make sure you stick around. Like I said, we're going to be pulling the Jeep in here. We're doing a lot of work to it over the winter, rebuilding some stuff on it, fixing some stuff that broke. Still working on the truck. We got more truck stuff coming out. I hope this video is able to help you guys catch a potential hazard before it becomes a bigger problem. If you like the video, make sure you comment down below, hit that thumbs up button, let me know. If you hate this video and you think I'm a moron, go ahead, hit that like button, leave a comment. I'd love to read it. I read every single one of them. So, as always, everybody, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. We'll see you in the next video.